Welcome to the PASC 2025 Mini-Symposia and the highlight session from the Mini-Symposia. Right now I am joined by Dr. Jay Lofstedt and Jakob Lüttgau. And the two of you presented a Mini-Symposium on ethical and societal considerations for a scientific symposium. This sounds important. So what is the reason why you felt the need to organize this Mini-Symposium at PASC?
So it's not the first time that we organize it. We had a similar symposium last year, and we have been organizing similar sessions for the last couple of years at SC and ISC. And the motivation really is that with the changing landscape of supercomputing applications and scientific computing being more widely used in society, we really see that the turnaround time changes in which high-performance computing impacts society. Machine learning can be trained tonight and change somebody's life tomorrow. And similarly, we have applications like in COVID, where high-performance computing is much more in the spotlight of the general public because it shows applications also in urgent computing applications.
So what were the highlights here?
Well, one more other thing to add here is the other piece is that SC and ISC have a much stronger computer science bent. PASC, with so many more domain scientists here, we know we get a different perspective that comes from the people doing the science rather than us more building the machines.
And that's a good point, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm to mostly domain scientist, and
Right.
I was going to ask you the ethical aspect in particular. Is there something we all should think of here?
For me, it's don't think about just what you're doing, think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and what does it take to accomplish those goals. Like one of the discussions that we had was, why are we focused ethically on the energy consumption and carbon footprint of supercomputers when large-scale science instruments can be 20 or 25 times or even more power used by them? And we don't really have a good answer for that. It's just that these are the things that we have been focused on, and having the domain scientists in the room, then we can broaden that discussion to get broader
So we should
answers.
at least make sure that if we're doing massive computing, it should save resources elsewhere.
Well, not just save resources elsewhere. It's more a matter of if we reduce the carbon footprint of the supercomputer to zero, if another device takes several hundred megawatts or a gigawatt, and we haven't worked to make that more carbon neutral or negative, then that device, no matter what we did with the supercomputer, we're not going to begin to make a dent in what it's doing.
That's a good point.
I think it's also only one aspect, because in the end we inherit many of the ethical challenges of the domain sciences, obviously, but then as you move into the implementation, so we're coming from a technical side and high-performance computing in many cases, the ethical issues of the domain sciences, they are not really present for the implementers anymore. So I think there really is this question, how do you have the key ethical challenges also present in the people that are implementing the solutions or the technologies that we develop? What kind of side effect does it have, and how can we maybe guard society from some of the negative sides, or soften that by knowing of them early enough and discussing in the community how to address them?
That sounds like really important points. Was there any key highlight here?
So we had 3 speakers today, and then we typically go into an open discussion. And we covered quite a broad spectrum of topics. So one was on the energy efficiency we already touched on. One was on data handling, in this particular case for medical data, that comes with all sorts of new privacy challenges, and I think that was an interesting aspect. And then we also had the software development process that obviously is often gate-kept by different existing communities, but also we only slowly see an increase in the changing workforce and diversity representation in this.
So where are you taking this next? And is there any way we should join you if we care about this?
So right now we do these events 3 times a year, but we're slowly expanding as we figure out other good venues. So we started at SC in 2019, then we expanded to ISC probably
23, I think was the first time we
23,
did
okay.
this.
And then we came here last year and this year. So we're trying to find different communities that we can talk to that can help bring out the discussion. So like in the open discussion, one of the things we like to do is make very strong principles that we don't believe people agree with. That way they're spurred into talking. And the answers we get in the different locations vary a lot. So I just put one in that I thought was not that controversial, was that English should be the official language of HPC. And at ISC,
I thought it was Fortran.
well, yes, exactly, yeah. So the people at ISC were very passionate about how learning English gave them a lot of economic advantages, and why, even though it was not their native language, they felt that was an important part of helping them advance. the people in America, we just had somebody say, of course it's English, why would it be something else? So we could see those kinds of differences, and that's why we try to bring these discussions to a lot of
Sounds like
different
an
places.
exciting discussion. We're looking forward to joining you in the future. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck with the endeavor. It's important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.